Good evening, fuckers. We are back with the next train simulator classic request video, and for this one we are going to find out if a train that I really do not like is as bad as I think it is, or is it the case of it's always been the route that rather sort of ruined it. So the train in question is the class 395, and despite the fact that the 395 is a train that I have had from day one of owning this game, and you know, all of the routes that I have collected over the years, I've never driven this train on any route other than the London Faversham High Speed route, which is a bit ridiculous really. But then, I very quickly sort of made up my mind that I didn't like the 395, but it always comes from the internal signalling. That's the bit that I really don't like. And of course, HS1 is the only route so far in this country that actually uses it. I know there are plans for using it on the East Coast Main Line. Anyway, so that's the plan for this video. We're going to find out if the train is actually better than I thought by using it on a route other than HS1. So we are going on the West Coast Main Line. We are starting at Birmingham New Street. We're not going to do the whole length of the run. We are going as far as Milton Keynes. We'll treat this as a express service, so we will stop at Coventry, Rugby. Those two stops are fairly close to each other, and that will actually be it. So yeah, stops along the way, Coventry and Rugby, that's all. So as far as specifics, I've not actually changed them since the previous video. So yeah, summer clear, 10:30 AM. Right, well that is the setup. I'll just also add this 6-car class 395. Yeah, it's pretty small. Right, anyway, that is definitely the setup. Let's get this show on the road, or on the rails as I probably should say. So here we are. Right, let's get it set up. We'll need the cab light for the moment anyway. Right, master key's already set. So get the lights on, day running. And I think that is about it. We do not want... Yeah, I accidentally changed it to DC running. We do not want that. We do need to extend the old pantograph. So here we are in the rather dark, dingy Birmingham New Street, because there's a bit of it which is effectively underground and yeah, we are in that bit. So we've got the doors open for the passengers. So Milton Keynes is 63.16 miles away. And once the doors are shut, we can get underway. Doors are now shut. Right. Away we go. Now, of course, this train was designed to be run on that London Faversham High Speed route, and only that route. Which does, of course, mean that when it's using the overhead AC power, it's actually using it in the CTRL power mode, which is the EU sort of power settings. And because it's set up with those EU settings, the speedo here on the dashboard is showing our speed in kilometers an hour, and the only time it shows the speed in miles per hour is when we are using DC power. So unless you are pretty good at being able to convert mph to kilometers an hour on the fly, yeah, I definitely need to be using the speedo that's here on the HUD. So we're on this 1 in 66 slope as we are coming out. It's now 1 in 44 as we emerge from New Street. We're into a 40 mph zone. Oh, that was close. We're now on a 1 in 100, actually no, it's now even steeper. 1 in 57 downhill. So it's now levelling out. So now into a 60 zone, very soon into a 100 mph zone. There we go, into the 100 zone. So Adderley Park, first station we are coming to. We will just be absolutely shooting through there. Now we know that on this route, this train will always be running well within itself. On HS1 it will go up to 140 mph, and it's a speed that it can reach no problem. But yeah, on this run 125 is going to be its limit. So Stetchford station fast approaching. Certainly won't have seen this train coming through this station all that often, or at all. There's a 221 just past us. We're now into a 110 mph zone. Well, it's a great looking thing there, 395, can't deny that, but yeah, looking good is not the be all and end all. So here comes Lee Hall station. Yeah, that really was a blink and you miss it station, that one. So Marston Green is next. There's also a speed decrease down to 100 as we pass through there. I have to say, first impressions are very much that yeah, it's the line that is ruining the train. This has actually been a great one, especially as I don't have to worry about any internal signalling or any of that crap. Losing quite a bit of speed as well. Let's bring that up. So we approach Birmingham International. I still maintain it is a rather pompous title, but there are other stations that insist on having international in their name, and they're even more ridiculous. And we have Harwich International. And perhaps the most ridiculous of all is in Kent, Ashford International. I mean, yeah, are you really sure? So here we are, Birmingham International. We're now in a 110 mph zone. Hampton in Arden is the next station. Yeah, I mean, this acceleration rate is up there with the class 801. It's not quite as good, but it's certainly up there with it. Here is Hampton in Arden station, fast approaching. Not a particularly memorable station, that one. I can't imagine this uphill section we're approaching is going to have much of an effect on us. One in 130. Considering the gradients that this thing has to traverse going into and out of HS1. we have another speed decrease coming up before, I don't know if it's Berkswell or Barkswell station. Yeah, Berkswell station right there. I mean, yeah, utterly forgettable. Tile Hill, the next one coming up. They do come along pretty thick and fast. Once we emerge from this tunnel, we are entering a 110 zone again. Shouldn't be too long before we hit the first of the 125 zones. Tile Hill. Well, that was it. I am now speeding. A bit miffed about that. I was really hoping for a clear run on this. Not the beat. Canley next. Speed decrease coming up. Two of them. This could be the approach to Coventry that's coming up here. So yeah, here you go. That's Canley Station. It is indeed Coventry Station that is coming up. So our first stop, and then as we leave there, we will be heading into a 125 mph zone, the first one of the run. We certainly won't have any problems getting the entire train on this platform. So here we are at Coventry station. Stopped at a bit of an awkward spot, so you can't really see the surroundings, but I mean, we've done this run plenty of times. I'm sure you've seen Coventry from previous videos. Sounds like the doors are closing. Yep. Okay, let's get back underway. Now, I'm pretty sure we will hit 80 before we are in that 125 zone, because the acceleration rate on this thing is that good. Or I could be completely completely out. Nowhere near it. So we're entering the 125 zone, and now we are there. So now we can take this thing up to, well, certainly not its full speed, but certainly the fastest we can do on this run. Can do without that annoying thing, but yeah, got no means of disabling it, or at least none that I'm aware of. The biggest drawback with a Class 395 is just how small the view is. Really not seeing a huge amount through there. But I mean, you look at this cab, and then you remember the 506. I mean, yeah, a slight difference. Here we are at well, pretty much max line speed. Don't think we are going to be getting any trackside views here as we pass the 390. Yeah, it's all just going to be overheads. So anyway, our next stop is Rugby, and I certainly suspect that is the next station we are coming up to. Now that we've left all of the Birmingham area like commuter stops. You can actually tell on the speedo in this thing. See the down arrow there, and that's telling you that our speed is decreasing. If we were going faster, there you go, the up arrow, and then we get the speeding thing there. So that's one area where the speedo is still useful even in the UK. We've got coming up here, it's a 350. A bit of a hefty speed decrease coming up. I think we're going to need to start braking for that now. So that must be the approach to Rugby Station. There's the AWS for it. There goes the Morpers board. Maybe this isn't for Rugby Station then. Ah, well there it is there. I'm a bit surprised that the 125 speed limit returns before we are into Rugby Station. So we have double yellow. So we're into the 75 zone. We're well below it. This 1 in 55 uphill is certainly doing its best to slow us down. And now we are at 1 in 55 downhill, and we've now got single yellow. It is telling us that we are going to be changing. Yeah, there was a indicator there saying that we were going to be going over points. I can't see where. We don't have any more signals though until at the end at the end of Rugby Station. So we'll see what happens anyway. So we're now in the 125 zone. And yet we've got a green signal up ahead. So all is well there. So here we are at Rugby. So you would change here if you wanted Stafford, but then if you wanted Stafford you would not be going south anyway. So this is where the West Coast Main Line splits into two. You have the branch that goes via Nuneaton and Stafford. It's where the vast majority of the freight runs on the West Coast Main Line go. Right, we are all set to get back underway. So no more stops now until Milton Keynes, which is 32 3/4 miles away. And hopefully we'll be able to do 125 for the vast majority of it. So we can check out the acceleration of this thing from standstill to 125. But I tell you now, I'm already absolutely convinced that it's the line that ruined this loco for me. Driving it here, it's fantastic. I really do like it. So yeah, it's the internal signalling on HS1 I don't like. There's another 221. Plenty of diesel fumes coming out of that thing. Yeah, this loco obviously has not had the neutral sections programmed into it, because obviously there aren't any on the London Faversham High Speed line. So unfortunately it just goes straight through neutral sections as if they're not there. That was one we just passed, and yeah, had no effect. We got a speed decrease down to 110 coming up. Oh, we're going to have to lose a bit of our speed. We're only going to be doing 110. Now, if this is anywhere near accurate, it does beg the question, why wasn't the 395 used anywhere else? Because it is clearly good enough. I mean, it's a loco that we know can do 140. So why not put it to work on the high-speed intercity lines? You know, whether we're talking West Coast main line, East Coast, is more than capable. Get rid of the DC power support. Get rid of the crappy internal signalling. Although, as I say, I've been reading that they are looking to put that onto the East Coast main line, and the new, it's either the 809 or the 810. I'm not sure which one of them. Yeah, it's going to have the internal signalling system included in it. Pendolino. Now, going on the assumption that that is the M6 we're running alongside, yeah, you never see it that empty. We have a slight speed decrease in 1.5 miles down to 120. We're in the 120 zone. Last roughly 2 miles. So, back into the 125 zone. Just too slow with reducing the speed. Another Pendolino. I don't mind the 390s, Pendolinos. I should do another video in one of those at some point. I don't know when, but in fact, if memory serves, I've only done one, and it was on this line, and I think it finished at was it Coventry? I think, wasn't it Hemel Hempstead to Coventry I did? Sounds familiar. A trackside view. That's what we want. We may have only got the one, but at least we did get one. Nothing but open country around. Another 221. That's another loco actually I need to do a video in. I think again I've only done one video in the 221 and that was a London to Brighton run, so it's not exactly a route that that train would do particularly often or at all. Was another neutral section we just went through. We didn't even lose power. That light would have gone out, or this one of the two anyway, but yeah, neither of them even blinked. Looks like a 350, it is. No idea what that disused station was. But I have a feeling we're going to have some speed decreases coming up pretty soon. Milton Keynes is only 4.5 miles away. So here's Wolverton station, which we would just be hurtling through. 390 seems to be stops there. It's a long old 390 there. There you go, that was Wolverton Station. Milton Keynes is very soon going to be appearing on the route display. There it is. So, double yellow. We even managed to stop in pretty much the right spot. But there we are. That was Birmingham New Street to Milton Keynes in the class 395. It absolutely breezed through it. Not that big a surprise really, but it was great to drive as well. So it's definitely the route, the London Faversham High Speed route, that ruins the ruins the 395 because of the internal signalling. I mean, the internal signalling itself isn't necessarily a bad idea, but because you're doing 140 mph through a lot of it while you're going through HS1, if you're as slow to react as I am, yeah, you're really struggling to you know, make any changes. And especially there are sometimes, depending on the either the weather conditions or even like the time of day, you just can't read the display on the internal signalling. So it's telling you a speed, you can't see what it is, so you don't know what to reduce it to, because it's always telling you to reduce it. But yeah, take it out of, you know, or take it off that line to a line where it's not using that, and it is great, every bit as good as an 800 series. So there we go, that is that video done. 4 speeding errors, I suppose, yeah, by my standards it's okay, but yeah, I was really hoping for a clear run. Didn't get anywhere near it. But yeah, anyway, so that is that video done. So we will see you at the next one.